Hey guys, how's it going? Adam here from AtoZbodyfitness, and today we're going to talk about a few steps and a few tips that you can take and that you can do in order for you to get lean. Alright, so just to go over a few things, these are some tips that have worked for me and that I've also used for my clients to help them essentially shed some weight. These are all little things that you can add, but you got to remember, again, it comes down to your nutrition, comes down to how many calories you're taking in versus how many are going out of your body, right? That's the total baseline for losing weight, for dropping fat, getting lean. That's just how the body works. Keep in mind that it is your nutrition, and yes, you have to work out. Of course you have to do cardio, but at the end of the day, it comes down to what you're putting in your body. All right, so just getting into it. The first thing is buy foods that are fat-free or less calories, or essentially have some sort of less calorie intake within the foods. So whenever I go and buy my foods, I essentially look for foods that have half the amount of calories, have some sort of reduced calories in them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post these foods down below in the description. Hopefully I don't forget because I got a pretty bad memory. But they're going to be down there for you after so that you can use them as an example or actually go out and get them yourself as an example. So I'm Italian, my background's Italian. I use pasta, I've been eating it ever since I was a kid. Olive oil, although again, it's healthy for you, it's high in calories, right? So what I use is, instead of the actual olive oil, which I do have, but I only save it for the weekends, I actually use the spray during the week. Per spray, you actually get around 5 to 10 calories or so. It varies per bottle and per company you use, but that's going to drastically reduce the amount of calories you intake versus using the actual olive oil, the liquid itself, because it's so dense and thick. You're getting around anywhere from 100 to 120 calories per tablespoon, depending on like what company you buy from. So that's one example of essentially cutting calories down. Another food that I switch out is peanut butter. So instead of your regular like Kraft or Jif peanut butter, I actually buy one that's called PB2. It's a powder form. You take it out, you mix it in a bit of water, and eventually it becomes a solid, and it also has a lot less calories. You don't have to buy that one. There's also other peanut butters out there that are less in calories, but again, peanut butter is another food that has a lot of calories in it. So that's something else that I do as well. Something else that I do, another type of food that I use, more on the weekend, not during the week, just because of my diet and what foods I eat. Kraft cheese. So they have a type of Kraft cheese that is fat-free, and then I've seen other ones that are like 50% less fat. Regardless, at the end of the day, those are, again, a lot less calories. If you supplement the foods that you're having with the same brand or the same food, but with the fat-free version or 50% less fat-free version or whatever the case may be, you're going to automatically reduce the calories just by doing that as well. And the taste is generally the same. I've never really had anything where the taste is so drastically different that it's so bad that you don't want to have it, right? So that's something that I do that's always allowed me to stay lean. I still am able to get the proper calories that I need for myself while cutting the calories down as well. So that's a tip that you can use in order to help reduce the calories for you and to lose some weight. All right, the second one is eat a higher protein diet. I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but it's true. You should be doing it. As I'm sure you know, it has the lowest amount of calories per gram out of all the other macros. But the other thing that's good about it as well, aside from it being used to help maintain your muscle and to build your muscle, it's also very satiating. And what that means is you get full off of eating protein. It fills you up a lot more than other foods, other sugary types of foods that you shouldn't be having anyways. So knowing that and having more amounts of protein, higher amounts of protein, it's going to fill you up more. On top of that, it's got a lower calorie count, so you know you're already going to be losing weight just by having a higher protein diet. All right, third rule, which I'm sure a lot of you know and which I've already mentioned, you have to watch your calories. Your calorie intake is what's going to decide if you're going to be putting on weight or if you're going to be losing weight. So at the end of the day, it comes to your calories in versus your calories out. Whether you're eating a high amount of protein, whether you're eating a high amount of carbs or a high amount of fats, it doesn't matter. It comes down to your calories in versus your calories out. That's why any diet that you do will work. You know, whether you do like a paleo diet or you do a carnivore diet or you do keto or you do Mediterranean, it doesn't matter. They all work at the end of the day because it comes to your calories and how many you're taking in and how many you're taking out, right? That's why it's very important at the end of the day. You need to sometimes restrict yourself. If, you know, it comes down to you personally and what you've been eating. If you're used to having a lot of junk food during the week, then you have to slowly start cutting that back in order to start seeing weight loss. Just as an example, you have, let's say 5 cookies every day during the week. You start reducing that to 4 cookies, you're automatically going to start losing weight. You start reducing it to 3 cookies the week after that, you start losing weight again, because those are calories that are not being put into your body anymore. So therefore, you're going to start losing the weight. Now, of course, if you eat less cookies, but you eat more of another food, that's going to balance out the calories that you ended up taking away from not eating as many cookies. But you get what I mean. At the end of the day, it comes down to how many calories you're putting in versus how many calories you're putting out. So again, it just comes down to the basic fact: eating less calories is going to get you to lose more weight. 4th thing, cardio. If you're going to be on this journey of losing weight and wanting to break down body fat, you should be doing cardio. It's another good way for you to drop weight. You burn a lot more weight doing cardio than doing weightlifting. Okay, it's just the way it is. You're not going to burn more doing weightlifting versus doing cardio. And anybody who argues that is wrong. At the end of the day, weightlifting is great for building muscles, and yes, it does burn a bit of calories as well, depending on, of course, like how much you're pushing yourself, your intensity, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, cardio is going to elevate your heart rate so much more than what weightlifting will, and it's going to burn more calories. So I always suggest to people and to my clients that they need to be doing cardio, and they need to be doing it at least 3 times a week, anywhere between 120 to 150 minutes worth of cardio. Now, of course, it comes down to the individual, how long they've been working out, if they have any injuries, their age. There's a lot of things that you have to look at. But at the end of the day, even if you can't start off with that much cardio, do something. Start off maybe with 1 day a week, and then gradually go to 2 days, and then gradually go to 3 days. Listen to your body, but you need to be adding in cardio, because it's going to help you burn those extra amount of calories that you're going to be wanting to burn off in order to lose the weight and lose the pounds. All right, last on the list, kind of mentioned it already under when I was talking about cardio, but it is lifting weights. Now, I just want people to understand, lifting weights, of course, it burns calories and it helps you to get lean, but it's not the most ideal way at the end of the day. Cardio is better. If we were talking about preserving muscle, getting muscular, wanting to put on muscle tissue, of course, lifting weights would be first and foremost in that list, and it still matters in this list as well. But when it comes to getting lean and dropping body fat, your nutrition is always going to be the number one thing, because even if you just ate healthier, you would lose the weight, right? So that's why nutrition is the most important thing. Second is your cardio, because you're going to burn, as I said already, more calories, okay, doing cardio than just lifting weights. Lifting weights matters because at the end of the day, you build lean tissue. When you build more lean tissue and more muscle over time, it helps to speed up your metabolism, and it also helps to control body weight. But it doesn't do it to the degree where a lot of people think it does. I'm not telling you not to lift weights. Lift weights, especially if you want to have your physique look a certain way like I do. I love to lift weights. I do it every day. It's a huge part of my life. I've been doing this I've been lifting weights for like 14 years now. So at the end of the day, it's something that you need to put in your regimen when you want to get lean. But the most important factors, as I was saying, is nutrition. Okay, making sure you're eating the right foods, eating low-calorie dense foods, eating foods that are more satiating, that'll keep you more full, and then buying foods that have 50% less calories, 50% less fat, no fat, whatever the case may be, making those better options, as I said for the first rule, and also doing cardio, which will help drop a lot more calories than weightlifting will. Okay, so just remember, at the end of the day, weightlifting is important, and you want to add it in your schedule, but to follow the other tips a lot more when it comes to losing weight and wanting to get lean. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you liked this video. Remember to comment down below, like, subscribe, share, and also download my free playbook. There's other tips in there, some of the ones that we already discussed, and other tips in there as well that you can use in order to help you get a better physique and help you with your nutrition and just help you with your fitness journey along the way. And I'll see you guys in the next video.